I don't know about you, but I need this right now. I need, some days I just be waking up and I just need that kind of, and I'm like, listen, all the realities, let's just put that on pause. We'll be Vivian Lee and Gone with the Wind. I'm going to think about that tomorrow. And I just need good energy today. And that's what I'm here to give you. Let's get into it. Hello, world. Come inside the Dear Juju podcast. Now, if you hear a little ching, 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 I do have on really amazing earrings, and you should go on my YouTube and check them out. I got these at Arcade. They are Lawrence Verba, and they're just the most grand and the most fabulous. It's the spring equinox. Oh my God, fresh as a frickin' daisy. Thank God, I need some new energy. I don't know about you. I need the sun to shine. I need to feel hot. I want to walk. I want to sweat. Maybe get a little tan, but not on my face because, honey, I'm not trying to age. Okay. So I hosted for Arcade this week, and I love going there and hosting vintage clothes. If you're in Los Angeles, you must, or New York, you have to go to Pickwick or a Current Affair. Now, what they do, if you're not in those cities and have the pop-ups, is they do lives. So it's a live showing, and they show for about an hour, and I hosted Arcades, and then you go on their website and then you can purchase. So if you're looking for a special piece for an upcoming wedding or an event, definitely check out the virtual affair of a Current Affair. The best vintage under one roof, and honey, they are not lying. I also want to clear something up about last week. I said that I was screaming at my kids. Side note, cliff note, I just yelled, okay? I just said, get ready now! That's it. I don't want people thinking that I'm mommy dearest. When I watched it, I was like, you know what? Because I'm an entertainer and I'm Italian and I'm a Pisces and I'm drama queen, I like to make big deals out of me just maybe yelling and just saying, get ready now. But I did see something that said that this gentle parenting is giving parents burnout. And honey, it's giving parents burnout, and it's also giving alcohol prices up. Because some days I'm just like, also, we don't know how the freak to do it. Like, all the information is great that's coming in about the gentle parenting. And then when you're in the situation, you're just like, what do I do? What do I do? We have to leave right now for school. They're not getting dressed. I've, tried connecting. I've tried them changing 7 times. Get ready now! And it worked. I think that's the thing about the old way. It worked. I got hit with the wooden spoon. It worked. We'll talk about that later. My husband, if you wonder why I'm looking off and talking to someone, wants to be my studio audience today. If I would have struggled getting in the car as a 5-year-old, first of all, I wouldn't have. The bus came and picked me up, and I was so excited to walk to the bus and get on the bus every morning. You know why? There was seats, and then that middle walkway? Honey, at 5 years old, that was my runway. I was at the stop signs going, they're not ready. They are not ready for this outfit. They are not ready for this look. In kindergarten, those were my thoughts. Then the doors opened. That bus was my stage, honey. I walked up, I turned, and I said, yes, I am here. And I would walk, hey, hey. And people would be like, oh, I love your outfit. You look so cute. Thank you so much. Thank you. And I was the ringleader of the kindergarten play, okay? Everyone was passing out their roles of what they thought. We did a big circus. There was lions, tigers, bears, oh my. And I said, who's running this ship? And they said, oh, we need a ringleader. I said, hello. So at 5 years old, that was my first stage. I walked up and I said, ladies and gentlemen, children of all ages, welcome to Bentford Elementary's Kindergarten Circus. And let me tell you, I did amazing. Sometimes I like to think, oh, my dad was an alcoholic and left me when I was 12 and I ended up in Hollywood. You don't need to be a psychologist for that math. But this literally, some people are just born show ponies. And this was me. This was when my family was still good, before all of that happened, at 5 years old. Okay? I don't know. It just came from my DNA. What are you going to do? Oh, this is what we have to talk about. I got invited to a girlfriend's birthday party. Okay? It's a travel destination with all accommodations paid for, but you still have to pay for your plane tickets, how to get there, all the food, all the cabs, yada yada, right? This is the difference between 20s, 30s, and 40s. Ready? In my 20s, honey, planes, trains, automobiles, okay? I hopped in cabs where it could have gone either way. You know, I'm like, either we're going to the club and we're hitting the destination, or he's making a right but I didn't care. You're in your 20s. That's what you do, right? You're in foreign countries. You're partying. I got paid to do it. Those were my 20s. I was so burnt out by my 30s. It's just like every third thing. People invite me. There's a club opening. There's a this, there's that, there's a that. 1, 2, 3. Maybe I'd go to every third or fifth thing. In my 40s, the only thing I'm going to is dinner. Why? It's a few hours out of the house. I get a break. The husband gets to put down the kids. It's amazing. I have a couple of cocktails. I get a good dinner. I don't have to cook dinner that night. I don't know about you. I'm not going. Not going. I'm just like, you think I want to spend my precious, I'm 40 years old, 41 with 2 kids, okay? My alone time is zip, zero, zilch, okay? I have to schedule out time to get my vajayjay waxed. And God forbid I stop for a smoothie on the way home. Oh, Lord, okay? We ain't got no time. 5 days? 5 days abroad sounds amazing by myself. With my sister, with my best girlfriend, alone. Like if she was like, hey, me and you are going, I probably would have gone. But me, you, and all your friends? Oh no, I'm not doing that. Are you kidding me? The last time I had 5 days off, one of my best girlfriends, who's a producer of commercials, got me a job as the choreographer in Las Vegas to choreograph the Bellagio hotels next to commercials. Those commercials, by the way, won all kinds of awards. They were beautifully done. And I had 5 days alone in Vegas, and I had a blast. And you know what I did? I sat in the hotel room. Do you know what I did, Dad? Do you remember? I sat in the hotel room and I totally dumped out and sketched my sizzle of me in the psych world and plan this huge elaborate sizzle to show networks for my show. And I sketched it out and I wrote it and I cut it and I edited it. I literally just sat in my hotel room and worked on Dear Juju. That's what happens when you have a passion. Am I a dork? Sure. Do I love what I do? Of course. Traveling for work is the best because I get to work a little bit, hang out with some work buddies, and then I can go home. But 5 days of just vacation with other people's friends, it's a no. It's a hard no. How hard? So hard. I don't know. Maybe I would have had a good time. Who knows? All that to say, who knows? Maybe I would have had a good time. Maybe I would have had the time of my life. Yeah, but here's the thing. Accommodations, that means you set up the accommodation. Like, I am way too much of a control freak for that. So are we all in one house? Do I have my own room? Where are people sleeping? Am I trying to relax and I hear them through the walls? Like, all of those things, I can't. Nope, not going to do it. Oh, it's Easter coming up. Let's talk about the Easter spread, shall we? Cooking. For Easter, I love making a Spanish tortilla. Now, a Spanish tortilla is really a Spanish omelet with onions, potatoes, and egg. The key to this, is to not scramble the eggs. You put the cooked potatoes and the cooked onions that have been fried in a obscene amount of oil. And you put them in the eggs once they've cooled, and then you just let them sit and bathe for like 20 minutes. And then it absorbs and it brings new life to the world that is the Spanish tortilla. And then you need a good nonstick pan because you got to do a flipperoo. Now, what do we love on everything? Sour cream, creme fraiche. Yum. I am obsessed with anything I can do a little dollop of daisy on, okay? I love sour cream. I don't know if you saw one of my videos before. I said, I hope to find a man. This is how I really thought one day. I was eating sour cream and I thought in my head when I was single, I hope I find a man I love as much as sour cream. I want it all the time. I want it in my mouth. I want it digested. I want it inside me. I love sour cream. Sour cream can do no wrong. Ask the back of my thighs. Love sour cream. So I dop a little sour cream. You can also make like an eggplant compote with tomatoes. That's really gorgeous. Serve it with the side salad. Bob's your uncle. Now, cocktails. The porn star martini that I talked about a few episodes ago and that I'm making and I'm showing you on the Domestic Goddess show coming up has a bottle of chinola. Chinola is passion fruit liqueur, okay? This would be so gorgeous as a Bellini. Easter to me, Bellini. Springtime, Bellini. In Venice, I actually went to Harry's Bar when I was on the Black Eyed Peas. This is actually a funny story, another funny story of my tour days. Are you ready? So I'm at the famous Harry's Bar in Venice, and I learned this from watching Giada De Laurentiis' show. She taught me how to cook, by the way. Thanks, Giada. I watched her show religiously, Everyday Italian, right? And then she had all these spinoffs, and I watched every single one of them. And she said for the Bellini birthplace is at Harry's Bar in Venice. Black Eyed Peas are on tour. We're in Venice. I said we have to go to Harry's Bar. I told the tour manager, say what you got to say, name drop all the things. Let's go to Harry's Bar. We go. The manager comes over. Oh, speaking a little bit broken English. I'm speaking a little bit broken Italian. And she's like, oh, you're on tour with the Black Eyed Peas. And I say, oh, Giada De Laurentiis told me to come here. But through her show, like she didn't call me on the phone. And she said, any friend of Giada's. She starts sending out everything on the menu. She's giving us tasting. She's giving us free food. She's giving us appetizers. And I look around. I said, I think there was a little bit of confusion. She thinks I'm friends with Giada, like for real. They were like, well, you said that she told you to come here. I'm like, well, I meant the show. We ate the whole menu. We drank everything at Harry's Bar. They were setting things on fire. It was the best time ever. And thank you to Giada, my friend, in her mind. So a Bellini, back to Bellinis. Bellinis is Easter for me. Champagne, fruit, spring. And if you bought this chinola for the porn star martini, passion fruit liqueur, it is such a good way to use it again, right? Because now, what you got? You got this whole bottle of passion fruit. Oh my God. Oh, that gets you right in the crotchety crotch. That smells good. Oh, I want to put Prosecco to that. Ooh, yum. So to go with that, we're making a panna cotta for dessert. Dessert has got to be a panna cotta with berries or maybe some passion fruit to tie it all in. Okay? That's what we're having. That's on the menu for Decor. I just got a swag lamp. Can you go get it so I can show them, please? Look at her. It's like a titty tassel in a lamp form. The fan gold, the crystals. So I have to fix this crystal situation at the bottom. This is my swag lamp that I got inherited from my grandmother, Grandma Minnie. Thank you so much. This is beautiful. It's like an earring. Thank you, darling. If you want to add some punch, some vibrance, a little regency to your space, don't forget about the swag lamp, okay? They're so dope. They look like earrings. They're beautiful. Like, swag it up. You want it to feel swaggy, baby. Let's get into some Q&A with a little TNA. Shall we? Dear Juju, I love your podcast and I've been tuning in every hump day. That's right. When you think of hump day, think of Dear Juju. A little background before the question, okay? Since I was a teenager, I've always wanted to live abroad and have planned to do so after college. However, my senior year, I became sick and wasn't able to go. So sorry. 8 years later, we are thriving, baby. Yes, congratulations. I just completed my first solo trip to Jordan. Oh, wow. To see the seventh wonder of the world, Petra. It inspired me to live out that dream of living abroad. The question. Dear Juju, I just turned 30. Yeah, baby. Aquarius. I'm concerned about career goals, finances, relationships to be affected of moving. Sometimes I hear this little voice that tells me to go, but another says stay. Is it too late to start a new life? Are you freaking kidding me? That is the truest statement. The youth is wasted on the young. 30 is so young. You're not even to midlife yet. You know, I know you might feel that way because we're in America and we have this obsession with young and money, but it is a lie. I am here to tell you. And anytime your soul whispers, you have to do it, okay? Because this is what we have to think about. We have to think about the other side. You have to think about you not doing it and waking up and being 40 and waking up and being 50 and waking up and being 60 and waking up and being 70 and going, I should have done that. Now I have this job that I can't leave, this relationship, these kids, right? You have the freedom right now to choose, and I always choose to leap. Always. Jump, go, live, move, do, start the thing, get scared, get uncomfortable, get outside. If it makes you have a knot in your puss, we're doing it. Except for jumping out of an airplane. My husband, I'm sorry. He wanted me to do it. I just didn't want to. Here's the thing. If you go and live for a year or two and the career or working doesn't work out and relationships don't work out, you can always move back. What's the harm? There's no harm. Yes, 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 yes. Did I say yes? Y-E-S. Okay? Do it. You're not going to know. Life is not going to give you a printout of how it's going to work out. You're not going to know beforehand. So you just have to go with your gut. And going with your gut can be super confusing because you're like, wait, I went with my gut, but then this didn't work out. But at least you did it. I would rather go with my gut and go, well, what the heck was that for? Oh, well, I listened. I did my part. I would rather do that than sit in a bed of regret and what if. Oh, no. If we're at the end of our life, no regrets. And you know what? If none of it works out, you're like, at least I'm the woman that said yes to life. What kind of woman do you want to be? How do you want to show up? I show up saying yes. Did it work out? Maybe not. Nitsa hasn't always worked out exactly how I thought. Time will tell. But I am the woman that says yes to the whispers of my soul. That's what I do. Is that who you want to be? Who do you want to be? Or do you want to go, oh, no, it's too scary. I'm going to shy away from life. I'm going to shy away from those whispers. It's something you got to ask yourself. And you know who you want to be. You're asking me to confirm it for you, but you know it. Do it. You're not going to know who you're going to meet. You're not going to know how to career. You're not going to know any of that till you go. Hopefully you'll speak the language. That's the only note that I would give before. Make sure you speak the language. If I wanted to move to Italy, I would definitely, with Babbel and all these things that are coming up, I would learn the language before so I could communicate properly. Do it. I want a receipt. I want you to send it to me, and I want it to say I'm doing it. I have to be honest. That was one of my favorite questions ever, because when I was 18 and a dancer in Spring, Texas, and I was moving to Los Angeles to be a dancer, people were like, what the freak are you talking about? What college are you going to? I was like, I'm not going to college, not going to school. What? Oh, I'm going to dance in Los Angeles. Shake my money maker for cash. Oh, I'm going to go tour around the world and see Brazil, Argentina, Chile, Japan, Tokyo, Lisbon, Milan, Venice, Australia. Okay, I'm going to go see all the Australians. I'm going to go to Adelaide. I'm going to go to Perth. I'm going to go to New Zealand. I'm going to go to Malaysia, Singapore, Malta in Italy, that little island. That was beautiful. That's what I'm going to do. So have fun at your sorority. Anyways, I'm a woman that says yes to life, period. Whether it works out or not, I know that I say yes. Say yes to life. Next question. Dear Juju, what's the most extreme hidden talent you have? Are you ready? See these lashes? You see this? Is a lash cam? I can put these on while driving, okay? It's the most hidden and extreme talent I have. I would say number 2 would be my husband never came in oral sex and I made that happen. Okay? These are extreme hidden talents, people. And I got them. Let me tell you the story about the first time I made my husband spray his glorious seed with oral. Okay, so we're starting a new relationship, and he tells me I don't finish during oral. It's not cool. It's not for me. Yada yada. Now, what do I hear in my little brain? Challenge accepted. I'm thinking, okay, this is what we have to do. We have to study, because he likes to have sex a very specific way. He likes the cat. It's called the cat. Okay, it's like a coital alter whatever.
Coital alignment technique.
Coital alignment technique. Thank you. And basically, it's a grinding thing where the pelvis is and da-da-da-da. But there's a very specific angle that the eggplant, if you will, is at when we do the cat. And then I thought about the BJs. You know, you pull the lever. You know, women are always pulling the lever down, right? And I was thinking, that is not it. It needs to stay close to the tummy. That's what it is. Now, before I did this, okay, I got them all in the mood. And I found out from my last episode, it's called edging, where you tease and you tickle and da-da-da-da to get them to the place where they're that. It's called edging, playing with the edge of the cream. And what I also did is I got my phone ready on YouTube for the Rocky Balboa Champion song. Because I knew I set myself up for success, okay? This is what you have to do. Before you go to a meeting and an interview, buy the champagne. Oh, because I'm celebrating afterwards. Oh, it's happening. This is what we're doing. It's going to be a yes. There is no no. Okay? And then you set yourself up for that, and then you basically manifest it. So, I'm going to do that. I'm going to go buy the champagne tonight. Because, honey, it's coming. It's coming. The quality of whoever believes in quality instead of quantity for Dear Juju, they are here. You know, I'm going to take my own damn advice. Anyways, I set it up and I slid the phone under the couch. I go to town. Boom, 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 boom. Bing, bang, boom. Bing, bang, bong. It happens. He looks at me with love, shock, and dismay. What do? I reach for my phone and he's thinking, what? What is she doing on her phone? I hit play. I start dancing around. Da-da-da, da-da-da. So, now that I think about it, that's probably my number one hidden talent. Only exposed to a select few. Dear Juju, where are you from and what's it like growing up in an Italian family? I wouldn't know. I'm from Houston, Texas, better known as Spring, a suburbia north of Houston. And I loved growing up there. It was so much fun. I felt like a black sheep. I loved sticking out. I loved being a dancer. I had just a good time. I loved growing up in Spring, Texas. But as I do say, it was a good place to grow up and a better place to leave. Why are you looking at me like that? You're shocked? I liked growing up there. It was a good place to grow up. There was a lot of friends, It was very Southern with the cheerleading and the dancing. It was a good place to grow up. I liked it. And my mother is half Italian. So her parents was 100% Italian and her father was 100% Czech. Well, back then it was Czechoslovakia, all one. If you ever see a white girl with pug noses, she usually got a little Czech in her. I am Czech. My other friend who's Czech has a pug nose like this. It's a very Czech thing. My aunts grew up making pierogi, which I love. And so, yeah, I'm only 1/8 Italian. But you are what your mother is. And so my mother grew up with her mother who's super Italian. Then my mom's Italian. And then I say that I'm Italian. But really, I'm only 1/4. So my kids are 1/8. Okay? Lord. And my last name is Waters, which is very English. I was actually in London eating by myself on tour, and they saw my credit card that said Waters, and they said, oh, that's a very prominent last name in England. That has a crest. It's like a whole thing. I said, really? They said, oh, yeah, the Waters is kind of a big deal here. I said, well, excuse me. I know this. I'm saying. The funniest thing about it, is that my dad was the chef. He was the white boy from Montana, and he was chefing it up. You know, we grew up in the 80s, Frosted Flakes, Fruit Loops, Pop-Tarts. I don't think there was ever anything. The freshest thing in my lunch was maybe the peanut butter that was like years old that would survive a, atomic bomb. This is why I created Dear Juju 10 years ago, 12 years ago, because at that time I wanted to pass on the like foodie and the chefiness that I did not have. But if someone was going to come in and put their foot in it, it was my dad. We made fresh pasta together. He would make fresh pies. We would have dinner together every night with like fresh food. We would go to the farmers markets, and it was just very contrasted to how spring Texas usually is, or especially was in the 90s. That's what it was like for me growing up. I was dancing, and we're not even going to get into when I turned 12 and then, my world turned very dark. We're just skip that. Before then, and that was preteen, so I think that's good. Growing up in Texas was great. Okay, if you have a predicament, don't forget to call or text me. You can text. How great is that? 323-515-9338. Honey, it's a direct line to the hotline for Dear Juju. Thank you to my husband for sitting in with me, giving me such good energy. Let me know what you're making for Easter. Are you going to make the Spanish tortilla? Are you going to do a Bellini? What are you doing? Let me know. Don't forget, you're a star. Do something today that proves to yourself that you are the star that you know that you are, and say yes to life. The most important thing. Say yes to the whisper. I love you. Mwah! And I'm out.